Remember earlier this year when horny movies were making a comeback? They might have just saved the horniest for last. My name is Ren, and this is my review of Nosferatu. Welcome back, film family. Thank you for joining me for a review discussing the latest work of one of my all-time favorite filmmakers, who now brings us a gothic tale of obsession between a haunted young woman and a terrifying vampire infatuated with her, causing untold horror in its wake. And I have genuinely not been able to stop thinking about Nosferatu since I saw it last night. So much of the imagery, the soundscape, the thematic depth has lingered in my mind. Robert Eggers is continuing with his impressive streak of bangers. He brings exceptionally crafted modern filmmaking to a tale as old as cinema itself, while retaining its classic roots in Gothic horror, making this highly detailed and transportative period piece one of the most seductively macabre films ever made. I am obsessed with the look of this film. Every movement of the camera, the silliness of it all. Eggers cooked, and he cooked hard. I'm also obsessed with the world building, one of Eggers' strongest trademarks as a director, which he brings to Nosferatu, the first of his films to not be an original. It is a cinematic reference to everyone. It has existed for over 100 years old. So how he builds and expands on the myth of Orlok, making him not just the physical vampire, but darkness itself, and how it's all consuming, and how he captured this, building up to that reveal through the eyes of Thomas Hutton, played wonderfully by Nick Hoult. How we see these vast landscapes of emptiness and these villages who all seem to know and fear Count Orlok, rightfully so. And so he uses that contrast between evolution, societal progression, religion against the things that have always existed, that have always consumed us. It is an incredible analysis of evil for its first half before giving deliverance to all those who doubted evil's existence and the power, the presence of evil. His directorial style has grown so refined in just 4 films. He effortlessly balances genuine grim atmosphere with a black sense of humor that never compromise each other. You go from feeling full-body dread witnessing the nightmarish visuals to laughing at Willem Dafoe wisecracking about the heightened nature of it all. Truly one of the most suspenseful and unsettling films I've ever seen. In no small part due to Jairus Blackshay's spellbinding cinematography, which is an entire character in the film itself. The way it captures the gorgeous 19th century Gothic architecture, the vast landscapes, the enormity of it all, how our characters are dwarfed by everything around them, including Count Orlok himself, including darkness itself. It's portrayed in this film as this unstoppable force and presence that consumes and absorbs everything and everyone. The way this film is flawlessly lit, the way the camera will sit with characters in desperate dread of Count Orlok, who Eggers does not avoid showing, but rather keeps the specifics hidden away in shadow. How the camera will tilt around and move with characters moving around them to simulate a wonder, as if Count Orlok himself is in control of the camera, allowing you to see whatever he wants you to see and nothing else. You never feel safe that something is not just out of shot. You are consumed by the presence of this darkness, which, like the camera itself, is a character, a presence that consumes. And Count Orlok himself is brought to life brilliantly by transformative and primal Bill Skarsgard, who completely disappears into this role, heightened by the genius and grotesque makeup and prosthetics. If you didn't know Skarsgård was playing this role before the film, you would know it watching the film. His presence is so commanding even when he's not in frame. He almost is playing 2 roles, the embodiment of Count Orlok, who just dwarfs everyone around him, and darkness itself. It is a presence, an all-consuming presence in the film that just creates this sense of dread. So when characters feel it, wondering if they can survive the night, you feel it. And Lily Rose Depp, an absolute revelation who feels this call, this toxicity, and plays with it so much nuance. She isn't really afraid of Count Orlok himself. She's afraid of the darkness, how it doesn't allow her to resist his call. And his presence is undeniable. And the entire ensemble is fantastic, from Nick Hoult to Aaron Taylor Johnson, who has more layers to his character than you might think in the first half. Ralph Ineson, always a joyous presence. Willem Dafoe, he brings that humor, that weirdness that is so trademark Eggers, that is so trademark Dafoe in Eggers films, but the film is having fun with the horrifying, terrifying things that are unfolding. The score as well is a character unto itself. It is incredible. The soundscape, sound editing, sound mixing, that is just a beautiful blend of everything. It is a flawless technical achievement. It is a film that embraces all the traditions while breaking all the conventions of vampire storytelling. Themes of the plague and toxicity, obsession and love. How do you combat something that is ever present, something that is all consuming, something that is all powerful? And it speaks to the genius of his filmmaking. The main villain is not even introduced until halfway through the film in physical form, and yet he plays so much with the iconic imagery that we know, allowing our eyes to adjust to long periods of darkness on screen. Using the classic iconography of Count Orlok's shadow with a seamless blend of CG and practical effects in mesmerizing and reinventing ways, not just for the horror genre, but for the creature feature, vampire subgenre as well, to create these striking images all through the film, none of which is more powerful than the brilliant opening scene. One of the greatest opening scenes I've ever seen before the title even drops, which again is thanks to Lily Rose Depp's tormented but utterly compelling performance, instantly instilling in us a sense of helplessness and hopelessness, submerging us in the all-consuming darkness from the very first frame of the film, leading to so many more grotesque moments, emotional beats, frightening imagery, and one of the most breathtakingly striking final shots I've ever seen. It is truly a moment of beauty and reaches the perfection this film was clearly aiming for. So now it's time for you to start the conversation about Nosferatu. Let me know how excited you are. Let me know if you've seen it already. What is your favorite version of Nosferatu? What is your favorite vampire film? Anything and everything down there. If you're enjoying this review, many more like it right up here with many more to come. So if you want to stick around and talk more movies with me, this is the place to be. Consider clicking that subscribe button, and you won't miss any future conversations on your favorite movies and TV. The cinematic legend is reborn as a compelling and layered analysis of evil in Eggers' seductive and macabre gothic fantasy. Nosferatu is an utterly breathtaking and subtly emotional experience, where a chilling atmosphere, an absorbing score, and immaculate cinematography bring this new, sinister nightmare to life. I'm giving Nosferatu an A. Thank you so much for watching, Film Family. Remember to start the conversation about Nosferatu in the comments below. And what is your biggest fear, and have you ever seen it portrayed effectively on film? I really want to know this. Feel free to start the conversation down there. Stay tuned for more videos. And until the next one, love each other and love the movies.